to support grieving students. And good afternoon or good morning to some of you as well. Let's see here. Get it to advance forward. Here we are. So objectives for this webinar today, I'll provide a brief overview of college student grief and bereavement needs, along with discussing the founding and mission of Hearts and identifying ways that we can support grieving students in higher education institutions. So Hearts stands for Helping Each Other Adapt and Recover in Times of Sorrow. So what do we know currently about grief among college students? We know that this is a unique population and that it's estimated based on current research that at least 25% of college students experience the death of a loved one over a 2-year period. This data is a bit old, and other studies say up to 40%. So we really don't have a good metric as far as how many are actively grieving. It's also something that's not normally talked about commonly, and so it's hard to get an accurate number. We know that these students are at risk because usually for our traditional undergraduate students, they're between the ages of 18 and 22, which is a time of identity development. We also pair it with rigorous coursework, especially in our undergraduate nursing programs. Many may be away from home comforts, whether that's down the street, living in an apartment, or halfway around the world. Also, distance from family and friends we know is more common, either the physical distance of living a state away or two, or it can also be that emotional distance of oftentimes students find themselves doing coursework and getting a part-time job and sometimes doing other student activities. And so they're not connecting as much as they may have been prior to their college experience with their family and friends at home. We also know that college students typically have financial pressures, whether that's paying tuition and books, fees, those types of things. Especially in many nursing programs, students actually are dissuaded from getting a part-time job because it's a full-time rigorous program and there's still bills that need to be paid. Also, we know that college students typically have limited experience with death as well. So all of these risk factors can really put them at risk for poor coping mechanisms, which we'll discuss here soon. Research has shown that bereaved students are at risk for decreased performance, specifically with lower GPAs, change in study habits, and decreased concentration. And so especially in rigorous health professions programs, this can be quite difficult with coursework that is quite high-paced and is difficult to catch up if decreased concentration happens over a long period of time. We also know, based on research studies, that grieving students can feel disconnected and can tend to isolate themselves, placing them at higher risk for poor outcomes. So it's quite easy for our college students to isolate, especially if they're in their first few years, or if you're in a 2+2 undergraduate nursing program, where you're just kind of starting to develop friendships and get the lay of the land at that college or university, and then experience the death of an important person in your life. And so rigorous coursework, a lot of times they can isolate as well as a way to study. And we'll also hear some information regarding students at our institution and how they've reported that their peers also simply may not understand what they're going through and unintentionally create isolation for these students as they don't know how to support that friend. They don't know what to say. They're afraid they're going to say the wrong thing. The student may not be willing to go out and do things like they used to. And so they simply don't include them in those typical conversations or group activities that they may have been a part of prior to that death. So here are some examples of the impact of grief specifically on college students. This came out in the pandemic, and it kind of details the different domains that can be impacted. So oftentimes it can lead to depression, emptiness, sadness, shock. There's physical impact that we see with headaches, insomnia, poor appearance, cognitively, lower grade point average, changes in academic motivation, especially with behavioral changes. It could lead to problematic alcohol consumption, drug use, isolation, loneliness, as I discussed earlier, and then also changes in religious, spiritual practices or kind of their belief of the world. So of course, this is all dependent on the individual student and their situation, which has a lot of different factors that contribute to that. And so not all students will experience these things, and we hope that they don't. We hope that we can support them through this journey, but we know that they are more at risk than our normal population. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story and how we got Hearts started here. So this was back in the fall of 2019, pre-pandemic. I was really excited starting my DNP. I came in as a first-year GA, really pumped, ready to go, excited. I'd been a student for a long time. I was listening to my great mentors and thought I, could do a really great job. And I had experienced something. I had a group of 12 clinical students that would meet in a room like this on the slide. Over the course of the semester, we'd meet once a week and work on population projects out in the community. And over that course of that semester, there were 3 of these undergraduate students that had come to me and identified that they were grieving. One was a grandparent, one was a sibling, and one was a friend. And these students, they all had very unique situations. And I started asking, what can I do? How can I support them? It wasn't something that when I had come in as a GA that was even on the front of my mind. I was worried about curriculum and, was I up to date on content and all of these things. And this was really one of my main struggles that first year. And so here, we have our counseling and psychological services office. We have a great student support student services office. We have academic success coaches, but there was no program or mechanism to really help these students process their grief and get through those day-to-day challenges that may arise that other students did not have. And so that's kind of how we got the creation of Hearts. So we gathered a group of faculty, staff, and students who were interested in building a program. This is our mission that we had come up with at the time. So to improve support for students who are grieving the death of an important person. We specifically say important person because we've learned that it's not always a loved one. It may be an estranged relationship, but that still can impact a student. And they can have all of the same emotions as someone who is mourning the death of a loved one. And proactively building awareness among faculty, staff, and students on grief and positive coping mechanisms. So we'll go a little bit more into the founding of Hearts to give you some examples of how we can best support this group of students that I'm sure we have on all of our campuses, as oftentimes they may not tell us that they're grieving, but we can, as we start to develop those relationships and they open up to us, we can identify that this is something they may be struggling with. So collaboration was really key for us. As I mentioned, we brought in faculty, staff, and students to really look at this issue and say, what can we do? How can we provide support? We also have a partnership with a national resource called Heal Grief. Heal Grief is a social support network that helps to create community after a person has died. And their belief is really that no one should grieve alone. So they have various resources such as online support groups, videos, and an app that can help those who are grieving. We've also partnered with our counseling and psychological services office here on campus and have since expanded to other colleges or universities such as the College of Public Health. So as we were kind of trying to figure out the needs, we did a needs assessment survey, and this was right at the beginning of the pandemic. So I would be interested to see what the results would be today, more than 2 years after. So April 2020, we sent out a survey and had various questions on there asking students about grief and their experience. We had a pretty small sample size, which I anticipate was likely due to the time that it was sent out. So we had just gone online. The world was in a different place at that time at the pandemic. So we had 46 students that responded. And then we also had a separate survey for faculty and staff. We had 21 faculty staff. So of those 46, we did have students from all of our programs respond to the survey. So mostly traditional BSN, couple accelerated BSN, MSN, DNP, and PhD students. So of that sample, there were 17 who experienced a death of a loved one while enrolled in their particular program, which is about 40%, which is consistent with other research studies that have taken place as far as the prevalence of those who have experienced this. And then faculty and staff, we had 21 and about 62% reported that they had actively worked with a grieving student in the last 2 years. So from this survey, I'll just show some key highlights of the data that we were able to get back that we used to build our program, and which I would anticipate may be similar at your colleges and universities as well. So challenges among our students that we identified. Many of them simply said they didn't know that the College of Nursing would support them. They didn't think about asking us for support. Many times they may not even reach out or tell anyone and kind of just get by. They were unaware of our campus resources. Some felt like the culture did not support them. They would send emails not knowing who to reach out to, would not get a reply. They also felt like sometimes the culture emphasizes that student life needs to come before personal life. We're constantly telling them that, study hard in nursing school so you can become the best nurse that you can be. And so sometimes that has translated into that's all you need to focus on. Also, we had a few report that they reached out to various people and they didn't feel the support. Often it was the logistical things of when will you be back? When can you make up this test? When can you make up these clinical hours? Rather than, I understand you, I see you, I extend my sympathy. We can worry about these logistics at a different time when you're in a different mindset. They also felt like kind of lack of coordination at times where the faculty would send them to another faculty member or send them to another staff member, and nobody quite knew how to support those unique things that each student goes through. And then the hidden sufferers, those that don't tell. And in the research, this is quite common too. They usually say that only about 20% of the students actually go on and get resources at the campus resources because they simply either don't know about them or there may be stigma associated with those resources. They also identified that the time off really varies, and faculty's perceptions on this can vary too as far as makeup time. And they reported to us that they really need reasonable makeup time outside that bereavement time. Having that paper extended until the day after they get back from the funeral actually created more stress for them because they thought that they were expected to work on it while they were in that mourning period. And sometimes they also reported situations may warrant more time off, such as we have students who sometimes are planning the funeral alone or conducting business for the family related to that death or traveling to another country to be with the family and friends. And so some flexibility in that was something that they also suggested would be helpful. They also suggested that they want to be checked up on. Oftentimes our nursing students are the ones that are likely taking care of their families during this difficult time. And so they thought that it would be helpful for us as the university to check up on them to see how they're doing and identify needs on how we can help. They also expressed that their peers can really help, even with simple things like grocery shopping or even acknowledging what they're going through. That insensitive peers can really make the school life harder. Overall, they want us to be empathetic, understanding, and genuinely caring. That was most important out of all of the qualitative data that we had received. And that clear guidelines can help reduce that stress and anxiety in the time of unknown and great emotional distress. Faculty and staff, their challenges and needs were that oftentimes students don't open up or are hard to spot. We don't have those personal relationships, especially if teaching online or in large classes. And also they had experienced some who do open up, and then it was difficult to get them to seek help. Also, faculty and staff reported lack of awareness of resources and what to do. Some reported that they had suspicion that students maybe have faked it in the past to get out of clinical responsibilities or other academic responsibilities. Also, complexity of factors of the student situation and feasibility. How can we make up several clinical days when our clinical partners only have limited number of spots? How much time do we give for makeup work? When does that test need to be completed before we can release grades to all students? And then also faculty workloads and time to make all of these arrangements. So these were some of the things that we were thinking about while we created the program. And so we've come up with 5 areas of focus: the Hope Bags, National Grief Awareness Day, Student Bereavement Policy, Grief Education with our educational partner, Heal Grief, and Actively Moving Forward chapter. So I'll quickly kind of go through these and highlight what each of these initiatives is. So the Hope Bags. A Hope Bag is a way for the college to acknowledge a student's grief and offer support when we identify a student who's grieving. So it's a simple bag. We use just a generic branded university reusable bag so that student's not identified out and about as a grieving student. It's got some candy, Kleenex, some fidget toys, coloring pencils. There's a folder with resources in there that has various QR codes to national resources, also some local resources, ways to remember their person, a journal, and then there's a handwritten sympathy card that's sent with each one that can be personalized as well. I won't go into too much depth on this slide, but this is kind of our process. So we ask faculty and staff if they identify a student who's grieving to provide a warm handoff to our academic success coaches. And that coach really works with each student to offer their condolences, assist them with the planning, be an advocate between the student and faculty to make that leave plan, connect with them on resources when they return, check up on them. And that coach is really the one who is working with the student one-on-one to identify their needs and ensure that we can provide the most support that we can. We've also worked with our Counseling and Psychological Services office to have a place on the website for us. And so we've actually expanded outside the College of Nursing and are now open to medical students, dentistry, OT, PT, graduate students, College of Public Health, that they can also receive the bags as well. So it's just a simple request form that anyone who identifies a student can report that. They can either give us their name or stay anonymous as well. And someone will reach out to that student to ensure that a bag is given and support as well. Our second focus was National Grief Awareness Day, which this year was on August 30th. This is a day that's designated to raise awareness about the grieving process and the time it takes for a person to heal from the loss of a loved one. So the team put together a narrated PowerPoint that was shown to all students at the beginning of class that week that highlighted what National Grief Awareness Day is, and also how the Hearts program can support them and peers that may be grieving. And then these here were bookmarks that were made. So the front shows Hearts and then the back shows how to support a friend in grief. And so the bookmarks were created and laminated and given out to students, faculty, and staff. We're also actively working on a student bereavement policy. So we know that there's more than 40 colleges and universities throughout the nation who've adopted a policy. And so we're looking here to see how feasible that is. We think that a student bereavement policy, most institutions have a faculty staff bereavement policy. Most hospitals have a bereavement policy, but student bereavement policies actually are not as universal. But they can really give us clear direction and consistency for each of the roles and responsibilities with language that allows for some flexibility because we know student situations can be different. But it proactively identifies resources that may be needed, and also protocols can accompany these policies as far as how we actively are carrying out the policy and whose role and responsibility it is to do various pieces when a student's identified. Also education with Heal Grief. So we had training with our Hearts Core team, and also they presented at our faculty staff annual retreat. And we're hoping to build a faculty staff training program to go along with this. And last but not least, we would like to create an Actively Moving Forward chapter. So the Actively Moving Forward program is a Heal Grief program. It's a national network that was created in response to the needs of grieving students over a decade ago. And they have been chapters in over 200 different universities and colleges and have helped thousands of college students. But really, their mission is to connect, support, and empower grieving young adults to move forward. And so how that typically works is it's a support group that's kind of created by the students, and they simply go out and do fun things together. It might be getting ice cream, going to the movie theater, and typically they also have a service project that's connected with them as well. And so they kind of share their shared experiences and can support each other throughout that college experience. So this is one quote that I took from their website that I think is quite powerful. So I'll take a minute to read it. I did not really process the grief from my father's death until I went to college and was faced with a new environment filled with people who didn't know anything about me. The Actively Moving Forward support group was my safe haven, my place of unspoken understanding when there were no words, my strength when things felt unhinged, and through service projects, a place to direct my energy and help others in the same way. So I think that's really telling of how these students can come together and support each other. And the faculty and staff's role in this is really making sure that we can eliminate any barriers for them, such as formation of a student organization. Sometimes that can be a little bit cumbersome, depending on university policies and procedures. Making sure that we can identify ways to fund their group to do these things, securing speakers if they wish to have speakers, getting the affiliation agreements with these community agencies that they wish to do service projects with, those things. But really the group is created and led by the students. So future directions, we really think this is an important area for our health profession students, because of any profession, these students actually are going to see death, dying, and grief more than any other professions out there, because they're going to see it clinically as well. So we hope to create also a student training program on grief, death, and dying. And so that's something we're looking to in the future. Also collaborations with local grief resources, enhancing support for faculty staff bereavement needs, and collaborating with other colleges and universities to share best practices, share how we can best help these students, because overall, these students are ones that likely will leave the institution if they do not feel supported. And so it's also with our student retention rates and making sure that all of our students feel welcome and heard at each of our colleges and universities. So before we go into questions, I would like to say a special thanks to our funder, the ECMC Foundation, and our educational partner, Heal Grief. They have been integral in allowing us to carry out these things and continue to work on them. And last but not least, hopefully I didn't forget anyone, but this would not be possible without this team. We have a really dynamic team. Our campus is spread throughout the state. We're a 500-mile wide campus with 5 locations. So we've got all 5 locations. Our research office has helped us, the College of Public Health, the CAPS office, and several others to really look at how we can best support the student population. References.
Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. And we do have a couple of questions. So the first question is, how many Hope bags do you go through on a regular basis?
That's a good question. So we just started this program. The Hope bags started in late March, April. And I would say since that time, we've probably given about 20. But I think the awareness is the key piece here. And so as those bookmarks went out in late August, I think, in this fall semester, we have seen an uptick. So I think it's just, we don't know necessarily how many we could give versus how many we have given, but.
Okay, thank you. And the next one, it says, as you work on the policy, what challenges have you run into with that process?
Yeah, the policy has actually been quite interesting. When we first were thinking about it, we thought it would be quite easy, but when we've looked at other colleges and universities, some of them are quite prescriptive as far as you live this far away from the funeral, you get this many days or this many hours, where others are kind of more loose. And so for us, it's also challenging with health profession education because with the clinical hour rotations, those are some things that we can't really get around. Students have to have so many clinical hours in that given semester for that course. And so I think for us, it's going to be critical to look at something that is prescriptive, but also it has some flexibility to fit all of the different colleges. Because specifically, we would like to do something for the whole institution rather than just college by college to keep it consistent, because we do have dual programs as well, which make it tricky if one college has one policy and another has another. So I think it's just working, collaborating, understanding from all perspectives, how we can work together to develop something that would be beneficial for faculty, staff, students, and administration.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, can you share what your annual Hearts budget is? And do you have shared funding resources from outside the College of Nursing? So for example, like your student counseling department or your college wellness department, things of that nature.
Yeah, so most of our funding right now was the Hope Bags, which the Hope Bags usually cost us about $5 a bag or so. We did buy things in bulk, but we had to ship to our different locations, bookmarks. So we had just kind of started, the Hope Bags got started in this past year. So we don't really have, I would say that's pretty much the main item that we've purchased. We've spent probably less than $1,500 so far. We did have some grant funding from the ECMMC Foundation to kick this off. And I think, it's really going to be supported by the student service fees, those types of things, as we continue forward, or donors as well, specifically alumni associations and things that want to support the students.
Great. And the very last question is, are any of the students in the health professions education track online? And how do you envision supporting the online students if so?
Yes, this has been a huge issue with our College of Public Health students because more than 60% are online and most of them are non-traditional students and can live throughout the world. And so that is also a population that we have thought how we can support them. Right now, we are using some of the funding to mail those bags. That will be a challenge in the future if more students are online with postage rates going up. But we do the same thing. We reach out, we do the warm handoff, and the coach meets with them either on a Zoom call or email. Some students, may not want to meet face-to-face on a Zoom call. So sometimes it's going on email and just trying to offer that support. And some students are appreciative of the support and some are not. But then we find some who were not come back a few months later and say, I really did appreciate that. I just, was busy. I didn't see it. Or at the time, I just really didn't appreciate it. So I think the more support that we can share with these students, the better off it'll be for them and better off it'll be for us as faculty and staff as well, as they continue on with their health profession careers.
Okay, thank you so much. And it looks like the very last question is, how can I get a Hope Bag?
How can you get a Hope Bag? Well, you can contact me. I can put my email if you have any questions in the chat, and I can share with you what we put in our Hope Bags and help you make it personalized for your institution as well, since these are very much UNMC. If you're a UNMC student that's asking the question, I would say please log on to our UNMC Hearts page and we can get you a bag.
Thank you so much, Dr. Seaman, and thank you everybody for attending today, and hopefully we will see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.